been often imitated, never duplicated. Some call him the David Letterman of the late night. Some call him the Arsenio Hall of Gospel. Feel the power, positive power. Jerry Ross.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI. You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Up and praise him. Put your hands up and praise him. Put your hands up and praise him. Yeah.
All right. What's going on, family? What is going on? It's me, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, a.k.a. Batman of Charm City. That's right. Y'all probably say, what is Jerry doing on the air at 5 o'clock? Well, I'm on the air right now because I got some in-studio guests. They came in town from North Carolina to talk about their projects. That's right, black people. We got projects. That's right. We got to talk about it. We got to spread the word. You know why? Because it's time for us to start becoming a household name in our community. We got to let the people know who the players are right now. So we have some players in here right now. We got a CEO, Jessica Highsmith, a.k.a. she prints herself Alex J. You know, she used to promote heavily on Positive Power during the Christmas holiday. She's promoting her events, promoting her company, her new book. So she brought some friends along, and they're going to talk about what they up to. Now, between the three of them, they have like 20 degrees, y'all. So I had to hide my GED diploma. You know? I was like, oh, man. So I'm glad I peeped their bio. You know, I was sitting out there on the deck chilling with my puppy. And I said, let me see who's coming to my studio. You know, you never know who's coming through. And I'm looking here, and I'm saying, wow, they like scientists. Like, uh-oh, Batman. I ain't got time to go to Google to pretend I know what they do. For one, I couldn't pronounce all of the stuff that they study. Just some big words, you know, like epi something and rheumatuma and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk to them. You guys going to get a chance to know, but we're not going to make everybody feel small because they're real nice people. Very down to earth, very humble, very professional. And that's one of the things that, you know, we have to do in our community. We have to start showing our professional side to our children. We got to let people know that it's more than life than just being a thug. I know it's fun, the thug life sometimes, but it can't be 24/7. So we got to show. We got to give the people an opportunity who spent the money in higher education and they're working in the profession and they're here to share some things. They have written books. They're running their own companies, and that's what radio is about, the sharing the information, right? You know how they always say knowledge is power. Of course, you know, people always find the reverse of that, so we're not going to get into that part of it. But I always feel knowledge is power because if you don't know anything, you won't have no power in nothing. You can't empower yourself. And you know how I am about YouTube. I always tell you guys, go to YouTube if you want to know something because there's a lot of information out there. But also it's a lot of information inside what we call the brain, what's between our ears. So we're going to get a chance to talk to these young people and find out what they up to. And they came all the way here from North Carolina. I actually been down there to visit A&T. North Carolina A&T. My daughter actually loved their school and she was accepted. And I thought we was going to make that part of our home, like our part-time home. But she decided that she wanted to spend her 4 years in the Hamptons. That's right, Hampton, Virginia. All right. With no further ado, let's bring Jessica Highsmith on the mic. What's up, Jessica? How you doing? Welcome to Positive Power in the studio.
I'm good, and I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Mr. Jerry. You know you crack me up.
You're welcome. So welcome to Charm City. You know, I always tell people, don't be afraid of Baltimore. Don't believe the stuff you hear on the news. I mean, I was in Florida, and tell you the truth, if I would have heard the news that I heard when I was in Florida, we probably would have never gone. But we was in Orlando, the Disney area. It was what to be afraid of. They was talking about Tampa. But, you know, people always like to, you know, stereotype the whole city or the whole state. So how's your visit so far? How's the visit?
It's going pretty well. It's kind of toasty. Was not expecting that, but so far so good. So, you know, I'm just looking forward to how today pans out and things of that sort, and just looking forward to being here, hanging out with some of my friends, and, you know, talking to you guys live here on the radio.
That's right. You know, the problem with Baltimore is we have like some serious humidity. It's like island heat. And and remember I was telling you guys that the barbers and the hairstylists they make like $50 an hour. They live better than the doctors and engineers here. And you know why now, don't you?
I'm telling you. I'm saying my hair shriveled up. I had to re-wet it.
But they gotta get it done again. So the ladies gotta get their hair done like every week. You can't make it last. It's no way in this heat.
Go broke here.
Yeah, you spend all your money taking care of yourself because if you got if you got to deal with your hair, you're gonna have clogged pores. So then you got to spend money in dermatology and a makeup artist. Because remember I was telling you guys, my daughter is a makeup artist now, and I think she make more money than the people who go to work.
See, I'm about to come and retire with her.
Okay.
And it's because people got to keep their skin clean, and then they got to cover it up, so they can look good on social media. So anyway, thank you for coming here. We're here to talk about your company and everything. And of course, I always like to entertain people in Baltimore. Tell them the good places to go eat. Now, you're not going to find a really, really good places to eat here. You have to go downtown. That's where everything is. And of course, sometimes when you're traveling, you kind of want to. How people always say, well, we got to budget a little bit. So what are you going to cut back on? It's hard to cut back when you're thinking about food. And we got some really good food here. But I did send you to one of the better places that we like. But it's another place here that is really, really, really good. And it's called Granny's. Granny has these chicken. And we still trying to figure out how her chicken wings are so big. Her chicken wings is like the size of a man's hand. I'm telling you, and she gives you 3 of them, and you only can eat one. It's like you got lunch.
Sure you want to eat that?
But it's so good. I mean, she fries that baby up, and I mean, she has the best yams and collard greens and macaroni and cheese. She does smoked salmon, and I think she has like jerk. It's not jerk chicken. Maybe it's jerk salmon, but she kills it. Yeah, she brings that the Louisiana type of cuisine up to Baltimore, and she's been in business for a really long time. Sometimes, about black businesses. If your restaurant isn't any good, it's not going to survive 3-4 months. You're going to be out of money. But she's been here for quite a long time, and I really would like to recommend us go there. But we're probably going to be waiting outside, and I don't think you want to do that.
Not in y'all's heat.
Not in this heat. That's right, and it's going to be even hotter tomorrow, which means it's going to be hot tonight. All right, Jessica. So while you're here in the studio, you're at Wayne Manor Studio. Thank you for coming. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself before we talk about your business.
Okay.
Amen.
So, of course, I am from North Carolina, born and raised. I don't know if you can hear it in my accent. I'm not going to say country, but a little southern. And I'm married. I have 2 little ones. I have a little one on the way. And it seems like I'm going to be blessed with all boys.
Oh.
So that's a little bit about me. And, I just like to have a good time, pretty down to earth, and I like to have a good time. And I really like for our generation and the generation to come to really focus on, what's in front of them. Like, what can they do, different now that can better them, or what can help them prevent, going through different obstacles and things that, I've had to go through and come through myself. So that's one of the things I really like to try to do and give back. And that's really why I'm here today, to kind of talk about, a couple of the projects that we have coming up that's going to be able to do that in that form of being able to give back to the next generations that's to come after us. So,
Amen. So tell us a little bit about your company, Empower Me Books. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Empower Me Books Incorporated. Tell us a little bit about your company.
So, Empower Me Books originally started out, it's a subsidiary of Empower Me Enterprises. I do a couple of different things, but Empower Me Books started out, I thought, was going to be just based on my books, that God was kind of birthing out of me, the books that I was writing, and, to empower people in different ways and different situations. through the experiences that I had gone through life. And so then it kind of came to me later that Empower Me Books was not just for my books, that it would be a household name to be able to help other people birth their stories, you know, and the experiences that they too share or have that can help other people get empowered and be development, you know, go through development for what they're dealing with in their lives. So now that's one of the things that I'm focusing on. You know, with my company, and just being able to, you know, in the upcoming year, really put some light on a couple of the clients that I have. A few of them, I have 2 of them here with me today, that I'm really wanting to help push forward, and help them develop, you know, their books that they have coming out of Empower Me Books, and just stand behind them and allow them to share some about themselves and, you know, why they do what it is that they've decided to do and what God's called them to do. And so that's my purpose today, for being here.
Amen. Amen. So now it feels good to be a CEO, being your own boss. How does that feel, being your own boss?
So as with anything, it's both awesome. It's also a lot of work, you know, and you know, I've learned, like, I walked away from a job about 7 months ago, and, you know, God allowed me to really build, and I didn't know which way I was going to end up going with that. I didn't know if he was going to allow me to ever go back onto a regular job or not, and he actually opened the door for me to do some contract work, you know, while I'm doing what I'm doing and building, and so I'm able to still work within my industry, but at the same time continue to build my business. And so I'm really grateful for that. And so it's hard, you know, and it's hard work just like with anything else, but you have to know what you're called to do, know why you're doing it so that it makes it relevant as to, you know, why you're doing what you're doing so you don't give up. I feel like we sometimes do things, and when it gets hard, we want to give up on it. But I think if you understand why you're doing it and who you're doing it for, and understand if it's part of your purpose, then although it's hard, it makes it a lot more bearable for you to understand why you're pushing through to do what you're doing.
Amen. Amen. And we're going to really get into, you know, being a CEO. I know it is a lot of hats you got to, because you got to do everything. You know, when you're trying to come out of the gates, and you know, it's not easy. Sometimes you find yourself up late at night, up early in the morning. You still have to juggle the family. You still have to take care of your husband and make sure he's doing fine, because you don't want him to. Because one of the things, you had to probably sell the business to him first, because he went up behind. You know, we got 2 kids. You got 1 on the way. How you gonna do all this stuff?
Right.
You know, and so you probably like had your plan in your mind. What would you going to say? Letting them know that nothing's going to interfere with the flow of the family. You're going to still be you, and he can be him. And then you're going to take care of the boys. But at the same time, you got to put still 100% into the business. So what was the selling point to him? Was it an easy sell to him, or, you know, was he feeling it?
You know, as with all things, you know, transitioning, and, you know, it's been some years in the making. You know, of course, when you're doing business, you have that time where everyone sees when you come out. But there's always that work, those years of work that are going on behind the scene before you ever actually, you know, officially come out to everyone else. So he kind of knew. And so we were able to kind of go through some of those hard, you know, rough patches early on and figure out what works for us and what doesn't. And then we realigned our family to understand that really for us to walk in purpose, because that's really what it's about, that we had to make sure that first, family is your first ministry, of course. And I have to look at it like that. Even though this is business, it's still kingdom minded. Family was my first ministry. And then after, you know, I have God, I have family, and then of course church and business. And so I make sure that I understand seasons and quarters, and in my business, I operate as such. And so I have to go to God and figure out, okay, what is it that you want me to focus on in this season? And then, you know, once he gives me direction for that, then that's kind of how I lay out what I'm going to do next. And then I talk to my husband and I share with him, like, you know, this is what I see. And then we'll discuss it. Okay, well, how do we plan to go about that? what things maybe should you wait on doing, what things, where should we put it, how, and we go forward there. And so he's very supportive, and I make sure that I've spent my time with my husband first and my kids, because that's the biggest thing. If home is not happy, nothing else is going to fall into place, and you need to make sure that is, definitely taken care of. You cannot neglect family. And so that's the biggest thing. If you make sure that family's taken care of, they make sure that you're taken care of, and it actually help keep some of the weight and the burden lifted off of you while you're trying to do what it is that you're doing. Because at the end of the day, it's effective for not just you. It also is effective for them, and then also for God, first and foremost. So,
amen. That's right. God first in everything you do. All right, we're talking to Jessica Highsmith. She's here from North Carolina, spending some time with the Batman here in Wayne Manor Studio. That's right, in the greater Baltimore. Don't forget, everybody, coming up August 4th in Baltimore. That's right, Baltimore. We got the 23rd Newsom Awards coming. It's going to be some awesome showcases. It's going to be red carpets. It's going to be interviews. You have an opportunity to meet some actors, some famous authors, best-selling. So come on out. Even from PTI himself, the dean, the president, Dr. Paul Kelly's going to be here. And from Empire, Charles D. Clark is going to be here. And from TAD, that's right, from Arkansas, is Dr. Terrell Jenkins, the coach himself. You have an opportunity to talk to him. All right, we're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, we're going to talk to the rest of the group coming from Empower Me Books. That's right, we got Jay here, Justin, a.k.a. Justin, and we have Danielle here, too, from North Carolina. All right, y'all, so we're going to finish talking to these people holding down all these college degrees. All right? So hold tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
I feel the breeze, the atmosphere, God's changing just for me. I hear the sound of abundance of rain. Then I know my season's gonna change. I see the clouds, I feel the breeze we breathe, the atmosphere, God's changing and I hear the sound of abundance of rain, and I know it's gotta change. Yes, declare and decree it. Now listen, I know you've been waiting for a long time, waiting for your change to come, crying out to God, Lord, how long until you heal me of this disease? How long, oh Lord, until you deliver my family from living paycheck to paycheck? But don't you give up, no, because God told me to tell you, He's heard every prayer you pray. Your help is on the way. Lift your voice and sing. Yeah. It's my new season. And God made me a promise. He said it in His word that it would be. And He said if I do nothing or grow weary in my well doing, and His promise I believe. Oh, I believe what His word said. I believe all His promises. Oh, I believe. I'm gonna stand on His word. Hallelujah. His word I'll stand. Listen, 'cause all of the ground is in His hand. It's not.
listening to Joyce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, everybody, we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Continue to share the files. What's going on out there? Spreaker Radio overseas. We appreciate you guys over there. We know how it is. Just speaking of overseas, we want to give a shout out to all our military people that's listening to this, all our faith-based military people listening to us, and all our brothers and sisters over in the Caribbean. Hello, hello. Yes, in Baltimore, we are fighting the heat now. They said the heat index is climbing. I think it's going to be 94 tomorrow, but it's going to feel like 110. That's right. So wear a hat, y'all. Wear a hat. Now, y'all was talking about dreadlocks early in the show. Of course, it was off air, but it is really popular in this area because it is one of the hairstyles that you can really go out and look good, because there's some people that's really, really good with styling locks. So it's like one of those styles. Once you set it for the day, you good to go. You know, for that's weeks and weeks. Yeah. No, a lot of people, women really know how to wear it nice. They wear it up.
That's the same. My mom, she wears hers up.
They wear it up. Okay, they wear it off the neck.
Can't even tell.
Yeah, you cannot tell.
And then they do the little spiral, and then they just break them out, and they just...
That's right.
So many things you can do.
It's a lot you can do with them, just like...
Yep.
That's right.
Some people even braid them back.
I just figured they would be hot.
No, they know how to do it, man. They know how to do it now.
Just like braids.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jessica, we have... you have guests in the studio, part of your empire that you're building. So let's start off with Danielle. Introduce Danielle.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Danielle. What's going on? How you feeling?
Nothing much. I'm feeling great. Absolutely well.
Awesome. Welcome to Positive Power with XXI Christian Media. So, Danielle, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You know, tell us where you went to school, how many degrees you're holding down, and what you specialize in.
I'm Danielle Robinson. I reside in Raleigh-Durham area. I currently am an epidemiologist for the state of North Carolina. I started out with a degree in biology and chemistry from North Carolina Central University. I also hold a master's of public health from Kaplan University, and I'm currently working on my doctorate of epidemiology with Walden University. I will be finishing up my last course in 2 weeks, and I will start my dissertation part this fall in October, which I'm very, very excited about because we're coming to the end of the tunnel. So I'm very excited about that. Not only that, but I just started the job that, goes along with the PhD in April of this year. So that's a little bit about my working background. I got into STEM at a very young age, so I'm very, very passionate about my career.
All right. For those of us that don't know what STEM is, break it down.
It stands for Science, Technology, Engineer, and Mathematics.
All right. Good for you. Good for you. Now, one of the things I know about North Carolina, and I did a little bit. I didn't do any research prior to you guys coming, but when my daughter was looking at their school, I was wondering, they are really big in agriculture. Mm-hmm. Really big. It's like a lot of money comes out of the agriculture industry into their colleges. The colleges do really well because, one, I heard the A&T has one of the most successful job fairs in the country. Mm-hmm. And why is that, Danielle?
Because it's one of the best HBCUs.
Yes, it is. They get a lot of funding.
A lot of funding, yes.
A lot of funding.
Mm-hmm. I can say the alumni really do give back very well.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Good. Now, I find out when you have like states that specialize. Now, you guys have a lot of pharmaceutical industrial plants in that area too, true?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And why is that?
I think it mostly has to do with the background. You have Duke University that has a med school PA program. UNC Medical School also. They also have an outstanding PA program. So I think, with that, centered around that education, you have to have those facilities that gears toward those careers. We are one of the best top, RTP pharmaceutical areas in the nation.
The city of medicine.
Yes.
So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when you find that, because I know, and this is probably before you guys were born, but at one time, North Carolina was known for the automobile industry. There was a lot of industry going on for building automobiles, and also furniture plants were huge. But a lot of that went away. I don't know what happened because is it because those businesses went overseas because the owners found out they can build it cheaper so people can buy it more expensive and there'd be a better price margin. So So the pharmaceutical industry, would you say that agriculture and the pharmaceutical industry kind of saved North Carolina?
I do believe so, and it's still growing. There's still companies bringing their, jobs here for other people to grow and have that experience and that science background. I definitely think we're always definitely growing and maturing in that area.
Yeah. Now the thing about it, but you think about the class of people that it changed. You think about those jobs that were in the automobile industry and furniture, where basically people come right out of high school and go right into those high paying jobs, right?
Right.
So then I guess that was kind of like a domino effect. So then they could invest that hard earned, I guess, high income jobs into their children's education. And so then at that point, the kids had an opportunity to start looking at some of your sciences, technologies, right? Some of those fields. Yeah. And Baltimore went through that same change. I remember in the 60s when I was a child, a lot of our neighbors were working at the steel plants, because they were building ships. A lot of the Navy was huge then, building ships. Steel was being used for the automobile industry at the time. I think for buildings, a lot of stuff was going on. So a lot of my neighbors benefited, making a lot of money straight out of high school working for the steel plants. And then I was telling you guys too, they had glass plants, for glass manufacturing. And Baltimore was also known for something else. I can't think what it was, but that was the biggest one I can remember was the steel. But then when that went away, because a lot of the guys were getting sick, but they were even investing to their children's education. So a lot of the kids that I grew up with did go to college. They were like first generation college graduates. Okay, and then I was telling you guys earlier that also, because we have the FBI headquarters are here, we were able to and also because they built so many prisons in Maryland, we were able to send a lot of kids into criminal justice. Like criminal justice was huge at Morgan State University, the University of Maryland system. Well, they got a lot of schools. University of Baltimore, which is my school, basically is one of the leading schools when it comes to law. Kids practicing law. So you got a chance to see those changes in the industry, okay, where the kids were starting to go into criminal justice and business management was starting to become huge, because then retail became really big in these greater county areas in Baltimore. They started putting up these huge shopping centers, because then you need to you need business managers. So that was a real popular major too. I remember at Morgan, a lot of my friends were majoring in either criminal justice or business management. So that's interesting. All right. So tell us, Danielle, so tell us a little bit about your project. What are you working on?
So the project that I'm working on now will be with Empower Me Books. It will be a STEM project, basically an essay going through, my own experience, why I got into STEM, what inspired me, also my educational background, my experiences with, not only in the educational setting, but also more of a career setting, job from laboratory to research to now working with the state of North Carolina. All
right. Good. So tell us a little bit about your future goals. After you get your PhD, this is not going to be your only book, right?
It won't. I actually already have 2 books. I have one, the first one, A Slice of Purple Pie, which is also a book of poetry. And the second one that I released last year is titled 30, which is also another collection of poetry as well.
Now, I did have an opportunity to read your bio, and I said, well, I should let her read some of her poetry on it. But are you prepared for that?
Oh, man, you should have told me before.
You didn't bring a book. She didn't bring no book.
And I think I may have your book out there, so... Hey, I don't know if we catch another break.
Yeah, maybe we get a break. We can get that book.
Okay.
All right. So tell us, Daniel, what got you into poetry? You seem like you have a pretty tough major. Is that something that helped you unwind and relax?
It actually does. I actually got into poetry when I was 7. It was my writing outlet. I grew up in a single parent home, without my father being there, and he was in and out. So that was like my way of, how do I say it, conditioning myself, filling that void. So I became a writer in that way. So, and then I've just been writing for so long. It started out with short stories to poetry to essays. I started getting into competitions and stuff like that, like Langston Hughes Poetry Award. So I got into that, and then when I always said if I graduate from college, I'll publish a book, which I did. I self-published. I saved up my own money for it, marketed myself. Only thing I did involve was an editor to edit both books for me. And I just went from there, and I was like, hey, these are my babies. Just support them the best way that I could do it.
That's right. Now, some of you have a very interesting life. Any thoughts of doing a biography?
I actually do plan to. I actually started a memoir. I am a cancer survivor, so I do want to do a memoir that's geared towards the topic of that, my process of finding out, my process of healing, my process of overcoming it, and where I'm at now in the stage. As far as not only am I a survivor, but I'm also a part of a great program, Making Strides, where I'm helping other people who are also in that battle, come out of that battle, heal. It's just a cycle of love, peace, and caring for someone else.
Yeah. Now we have an award-winning gospel artist that's part of our podcast, and I was watching her latest video, and in her video I discovered that she became a singer because someone fell in love with her poetry and told her that her poetry is actually our songs. So she ended up turning her poetry. I'm not sure if she actually. Yeah, I think she did. I think she took her poetry, and it became some of her lyrics to her music. Do you see that happen? Do you see yourself becoming a songwriter, or
Actually, I do dibble and dabble with music. My brother is very good with that part of engineering and stuff, so I'll watch him do it. I would like to do a CD one day, more of a poetic type of neo soul type of album one day. So I do see that happening in the future.
All right, good for you. Wow, Batman must got some superpowers, some real superpowers. I'm like right on today. All right, and that was
Never know what you're gonna get.
He just bringing it all out, ain't he?
Batman found that. Go Batman, go Batman. All right, Danielle, that is so super. All right, so next we got coming up is Justin. But before we bring Justin up, we got another song we're gonna play. This is song's actually from one of our podcasters, Shay Sammy. She's about to drop her album in a few weeks. This is from a super producer, celebrity producer. She called him Marcus Boyd. He was on the show last night too. We had a great time on the Christian Party Line with the ladies of radio, and also we was joined by Ron E. Jefferson, who's also a super host himself on his show called Fire Gospel, which is one of my favorite shows. So you guys ever have an opportunity to and we're going to introduce you to him, Jessica. You guys may want to start checking out some of these podcasts and get on their list and get on their show, so you guys become a household name out there. And people love listening to poetry, Danny. I actually invite poets to come on my show, Danielle, to read sometime. As a matter of fact, I got a digital nephew. It's a guy out there that's my nephew, and he usually comes on the show. And also there's another guy named Gilbert Sign. He's from Florida. He comes on sometime during every Valentine's Day and share his poetry. I got to get my nephew back on the show. He keep asking me when I'm going to have my award show because he's been winning all the time. Okay. But anyway, so we want to do that for you one day. Have you come on one of our late night shows and share your poetry.
We'd love to.
Okay? All right, so let's take a music break before we bring Big Justin out. So this one is called Season. This is produced by Marcus Boyd and performed by Shay Samuels.
purpose and a plan, a time to search and a time to quit, a time to tear away and a time to mend, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time for love and a time for hate, a time for war and a time for peace. You created all the seasons, you have the whole world in your hands. When you created me, it was your perfect plan. Nobody like you, Lord. No, there's nobody like you, Lord. There is nobody like you, nobody like you, nobody like you, Lord. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole 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 wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Nobody like you, Lord. No, there's nobody like you, Lord. There is nobody like you, nobody like you, nobody like you, Lord. There's nobody like you, nobody like you,
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XL.
All right, family. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I know it's early. It's like 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you in California, probably say, what is Jerry doing on the air right now? He got company. That's right. Batman got company today. That's right. We're in the studio, Wayne Man in the studio, talking about Empower Me Books. That's right. Jessica Highsmith is here. You guys probably remember we was promoting an event for her last year about this time. And well, not this time, but it was last year. She was promoting an event introducing her release of her new book. All right. So we're here to talk about some other people that's in her organization. We just finished talking to Danielle. Next up, that's right, next up is Justin. He called himself Jay. What's going on, Justin? Welcome to Positive Power Double XI. What's going on?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
Awesome, brother. Awesome, man. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Jay. Give us a little, synopsis of who you are. So who is Justin? Who is this guy?
So my name is Justin. I'm currently in my last year of law school at Michigan State. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I met Jessica when I attended Fayetteville State in North Carolina. We both were chemistry majors. Mm-hmm. And since then, she's continued on with chemistry, and I've ventured into law. I worked in chemistry for a while, developing drugs. I was really interested in developing drugs for diseases that are often overlooked. A lot of them are in the African American community. And I realized very quickly that there's politics in universities, but also in government agencies, and that I could do a more effective job by working in-house for a pharmaceutical company on the legal team.
That's right. Man, I got a lot of questions, man, but I don't want to get in trouble. But one of the interesting questions I have, though, for what I've learned about the chemical structure of medicine, now, do you design the medicine yourself, or are you working off of what a scientist have given you and you're just testing it?
So my career has developed. So I first started off in the development, which is more medicinal chemistry, mm-hmm. and then I moved more towards the validation of therapies that other people have developed to see if it works in various systems. So models like triple negative breast cancer is one I've worked with that affects a lot of African American young ladies. and I've worked in prostate cancer, which affects a lot of African Americans, males. So I did that, and then I moved more into helping pharmaceutical companies secure their rights behind those drugs, make some money so that they can reinvest back into the company and come out with other therapeutics. Sickle cell is one that I would like to tackle before my career is over.
Oh, wow! That's some deep stuff you worked on, man. Now I'm going to ask the questions that the community probably want to know. Why is it that African Americans are leading pretty much in almost in every category of everything as far as disease is concerned? Why, in your opinion, are we leading, black men are leading in prostate cancer?
A lot of us are afraid to go to doctors. We have this mistrust throughout history from what a number of agencies have done to us. And we're push our wives to go, and our wives go and they're able to catch things early. We don't, so we end up suffering from heart disease and other things like that. We also don't take care of ourselves. We hold in stress. We eat bad food, soul food, and other things like that, oxtails, things that we love to have, but just really
the leftovers.
It's not good for us.
Is it because, back in during the slavery period, we was always given the leftovers from the pig and we probably didn't get nothing from the cow, but it was probably the worst part of the pig that we were eating. So we became a little creative with making it taste good. So it became a delicate test in our kitchen. Is that correct?
Yes, and it's also a lot of it's cheap. So we have the larger families. It's easier to buy to make sure everybody in the household can eat.
Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to figure who would want to eat a pig's tongue
I'm still trying to figure that
feet.
out.
So that's left over. So once the master was finished stripping the pig from the ribs and everything and the shoulder, pretty much that was it, was the feet. So we said, well, I just take this home and cook it. Is that what happened?
That's what happened. And now it's a Thanksgiving tradition.
Yeah, and the tail. That's all left. That's all Master left me. Go home, fix this my wife can fix this up. Thank you, Master. All right. I got it now. All right. And now you're right about now. Now let's talk about class then. I'm going to break it down to class. Do you find that an African-American male from a poor community or from poverty is less likely to go get himself checked out than an African-American male who has I wouldn't say he necessarily had to have a six-figure income, but he had good income. Would he be more inclined to go get a physical?
He would. He wouldn't have to worry about cost. So that would be a part of his, yearly exercise. But you also think about time. When you're at the lower end of society and you have to work 2 or 3 jobs to help take care of your family, that's kind of a luxury.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but when you have a 6-figure job, you can take off Tuesday instead of going golf, and you just go to the doctor.
That's right. And plus you figure that guy who's living well is probably a little happy about life. His mental health is a little better. He probably want to be around a little longer for his grandkids. The guy living in poverty, most likely, I'm just stereotyping, he may not know who his kids are. He probably don't care if he's leaving anything behind, if he's leaving anything. So maybe he don't really care about the welfare of his health. It could be a mental thing. That's what I'm thinking. You don't really care. It's like his health is already running down. Why he care about his prostate? Because a lot of times, I worked in those communities, and they had access to more health care. Believe it or not, the health care, where the Winnebago will come around, offering free screenings. They checked for diabetes, prostate, everything, but nobody would go. They won't go show up. They just want to know if you got any free needles. And they gone. Yeah. So basically, I'm thinking it's a mental thing. It's not like he don't have access to it. It's that maybe he really don't care if he's around a little longer than the guy who has the nice lifestyle. Who want to be around for his grandkids. That the guy living in private don't care if he lives to 90. If he lived to 25, it's a big deal. How many times you hear kids say, "Oh, I'm not going to make it to 18," and they only 15 right now.
That was big in my neighborhood.
Yep, definitely.
25, we were pouring out Hennessy, just celebrating.
That's right. Amen. But that is so interesting, man. Your career, man. I mean, I'm almost sure that most of my listeners probably say, "Wow, where'd Jerry find this guy? He's actually a scientist, a chemist. He actually had an opportunity." Now, Now, a lot of times you listen about the makeup, some of our medication, you find that some of it is actually from the earth.
Yes.
That's really interesting. Some of the areas of the planet that man don't really have access to, like the Himalayas, those type of places, the mountains. Brazil, right? South America, where the rainforest is. They're finding out now about some of the makeup of some of the plants are great healers. Now, I know by you working for a pharmaceutical company, I'm sure they make a lot more money selling a pill that took them $1 million to design than if they just say, "Hey, dude, just smoke this and you'll be okay."
I mean, then you start getting into lung issues, but
right. But you're starting to find out that these people and we were just talking about opioids just a second ago. We find that people who are addicted to opium, because basically back in the day, opium was used to help fight pain from the soldiers. The guy was, he was on the field fighting. He has a pretty bad wound. Let's just keep him alive. Most of the time, it's the pain is going to kill him before he bleeds out. So usually the opium was used to help kind of like take him somewhere else for the moment till he get medical attention. Now we find out that people have access to this stuff in their daily life because they're fighting arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is so painful. Back pain. A lot of people been experienced a lot of trauma in their life, so they're dealing with a lot of pain just to get out of bed. Then they find out that sometimes it's just a matter of you just getting your little smoke on, and it can kind of change the chemical structure of your body. The verdict is still out on that, right?
I mean, a lot of companies have started taking some of the extracts from marijuana, like the THC, and putting them into pills, and are using it for various disorders, and it's proven to work, especially with seizures. I know is an area that is really working very well for. I mean, I think that I've had a chance to work for two really good ethical pharmaceutical companies that do not simply just give you a drug, but they also put you in a support program and other things like that, so that they can help you full body rather than just symptoms.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, man. Because we really don't know. Sometimes you just, we take the information that we hear from the media, and I'm media, and I'm giving people the facts. Right now, we have a gentleman here right now who's working for a pharmaceutical company, and he said they do have ethical values to helping the community, helping the people. Because I just think a lot of these people that they're trying to help, a lot of these people get into medicine because it affected their life some kind of way. A family member, they watched their grandfather or parent just wither away because of pain. And then they decide, when I grow old and go to school, this is what I want to be. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a pharmaceutical. I want to be a chemist, a biologist, whatever, to make a difference in this world. Not all of them are evil people. Sometimes I guess it depends on what spectrum of the world you are right now when it comes to, are you greedy or you really want to help somebody?
But I mean, that's in any profession, right?
Yeah, that's right. Right. Sports, you name it. Publishing, because Jessica could be that person, that greedy person. And then at the other end, so I'm just going to make a lot of money on them and I really don't care. Or she can be, wow, this can really help some people in the world. Money doesn't matter. You're right. All right, we're talking to Jessica Highsmith from Power Me Books. We got Justin here. We got Danielle here, and we're enjoying them. We're going to do a little bit TV here. That's why they're here in Baltimore, because they could have done radio at home, right? So we're going to get them in the television studio, and we're going to get a chance to understand, know their projects a little more. So stay tuned for that. We have a lot of content going on. Check out Music Vision Television, y'all. You can cut the cable. That's right. Let's go to your smartphone and check us out. We got brand new shows that's going to be dropping every week. So just look for the latest version of Gumdrops. You got Music Vision Top 10 Music Picks. We got Top 5 with MVP with Sky. And we got MJ. That's right. We got some new shows coming out with Paula G. That's right, My Journey. So we having a ball, y'all. And look for us on ABC TV real soon, y'all. We're going to be dropping some showcase that we did a couple last weekend. The Newsom Awards is coming. The gospel music. He introduced a few of his new artists that's on his label. So we're going to have a great time. So if you're going to be in the Baltimore area or you're anywhere nearby, D.C., New York, New Jersey, Delaware, drop by the Newsom Awards going down August 4th. For more details, go out and check out Fred Newsom on Facebook, or you can check out Newsom Gospel Music Awards. Just search Baltimore. All right, everybody, we're going to take another music break. We come back, we have Jessica close us out, and this one's called Show Me. That's right, we just heard Seasons by Shay Samuels and her super producer Marcus Boyd. This one's called Show Me the Glory by Nikki Berry.
listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, family. We're back. That's right, Batman is back. That's right, we on early, everybody. I know you guys are probably tripping. I said, what Batman doing on early on Saturday? That's right, we working and we doing TV. That's right, we are doing television. You're listening to Late Night Radio with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, a.k.a. the Batman of Charm City. And we're here with Jessica Highsmith and Danielle and Justin. They're here to talk about their projects, which we did around the table with both of them, well, all three of them. Jessica going to close us out. And tell everybody they can find her on social media and what projects she have coming up and how you can get a hold of her clients.
Yes. So, of course, I'm really excited and glad that you guys were able to join us today. You can find us at www.empowermebooks.com. I'm going to be putting their bios out there at some point soon. Probably within the month of July. It's going to share some of their personal contacts of how to get in touch with them if you want to book them for speaking, different things of that sort. All those proceeds go directly to them and however they want to deal with that. Again, especially with these STEM books, they are more about us being able to give back for the generation that's to come, so that they can do things different than what we've done and avoid some of the stumbling blocks that we have also encountered. And of course, if you want to reach out to me about any books that we already have in place for STEM, anything related to that, or just about any other books that we have for Empower Me Books, feel free to reach out on social media under Jessica Highsmith, or you can search Empower Me Books. And again, you can go to www.empowermebooks.com.
Amen, amen. And Jessica, one of the things I know that is so important, we always talk about giving back and enlightening our community, what's going on in the world. Do you guys do workshops and have partner with some of the area schools or facilities they can bring the kids out and be exposed to what you guys are doing?
So for me, and they're just now kind of getting started with me, so hopefully with their exposure they'll be able to do different things in their different cities and states that they are in. But what I have been doing for the last couple of years is going out to universities. I've been blessed to be able to go out to say Livingstone and be able to give Empower Me STEM workshops and things of that sort for career development and things like that to prepare a lot of our undergraduate students that are in the HBCUs to prepare and to be better prepared for careers in STEM and to be better prepared character-wise for careers in STEM, because a lot of the things that we tend to prepare for is career-driven, but we forget that mental preparation and that character preparation that's also needed, especially with some of our students are coming from, different broken homes or different environments and things of that sort. So just preparing them mentally for what's to come and, letting them know how to handle certain situations and things that we may have encountered in the workplace or, on a job or in an internship or, be that may, different things we've experienced. So I do get to go back and do things of that sort. Also go out to the elementary schools and do career days with them as I get a chance to be able to talk about different STEM careers and things of that sort. So there's a few things that I get to do to give back. I'm really excited about that, even to giving STEM seminars. So hopefully I'll get to do a little more of that in the future, but not as well as just me. I know Danielle's looking to do some things in the future as well as Justin. And, with him bridging his law and his STEM, just being able to see how that is even effective, seeing how our foundation doesn't mean that you have to stay there, but STEM is an awesome foundation to build upon. With me now, I'm more MBA project management focused with my chemistry background. And so just being able to take that and see how I can now better assist other people through that stream. And, just there's a lot of things. And Danielle with her writing and STEM. So there's a lot of things that we can give back with.
That's right. That's right. We have some very intelligent young kids, and I was telling you guys that my youngest son helps me with my business, and I know when I have him out in the public and we doing stuff, and people say, how old is that kid that's operating the camera? And I said, he's 13 or 14, whatever age. They said, and he know how to do all this stuff. You'd be surprised what kids can do. It's like the stuff is that hard. It's just you just show them what to do. And a lot of times they do it better,
Yes. And quick.
That's right. They want to make money. They want to have an opportunity to earn money. They just don't want to be working at trampoline parks and fast food restaurants.
Right.
You start kids off like that. Next thing you know, that's all they're going to be doing. It makes them lazy. You have to challenge their minds, and then it makes them want to do better in school because now they focus and they know what they want to concentrate in.
That's right.
So we got to do that. We got to take them to the next level, or at least expose them to those things. I congratulate you guys, and I applaud you, and may God continue to bless your business and your journey. And thank you so much for being part of us on Late Night with Jerry was Live Worldwide. Amen.
And thank you for having us. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, everybody. That was Positive Power, Double XI. Real quick prayer. Dear Father God, we want to thank you, dear Lord, for bringing these people safely to Baltimore. We want to give them traveling mercy back home. We ask, dear Father God, you continue to bless this network and the people that's listening. And dear Father God, continue to cover us, Father, with your love. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, we want to thank Nikki Barry and Colton for providing us the music for today's show, and also Marcus Boyd and Shay Samuels. Thank you so much, everybody. And also, Ree gave us some music from one of the artists that she had on her show. Thank you, everybody. I'm Jerry Was Live Worldwide, a.k.a. the Batman. Jerry Was Live. We're gone. Did you feel the power? Did you feel the power? Feel the power. Devil inside. Christian Media.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power